And the Knicks with possession. On the court for San Antonio. Gay and Aldridge are up front. And it's DeRozan. Then there's Derek White. And it's O'Connor in at point guard.
Yeah, early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
A lot of teams with a lot of new players, Greg, this time of year can be a real challenge to mesh.
No doubt. You know, getting everybody on the same page sometimes, it can take time. And then you have to build that trust. Weathering the storms together will obviously help you do that.
For 3, Barrett. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Showing improvement in that aspect of his game. Barrett wants to get better firing off the catch.
Gay finds White. Six to shoot. Now the pass to O'Connor. Aldridge tried to break free from outside off the mark. New York's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. AI outside to the paint. Here's Randall. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Randall's got an unorthodox game, but he's got a good, strong upper body, which makes him a very consistent scorer inside.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
White against Barrett. Out to DeRozan. Robinson with the block, and he recovers it. The Knicks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And AI gets it to go.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement. And a physical presence is former Kentucky Wildcat Julius Randle. But he's got some mobility to go along with it, able to move and attack in transition.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
New York with the ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. They get it back. Randall kicks to AI. Sinks the three-pointer. AI's got 6 points.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
You know, people have talked about Julius Randle's game. He's a power driver, isn't he, Craig? And the guy just bulldozes all the way in.
I like that phrase, Kev. You know, very fluid for his size. A pretty good ball handler and passer. I think his shooting is where he's still filling in the gaps.
New York on D. White finds Gay. That's tipped and stolen by AI. And Randall throws it down.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
Back to DeRozan. Aldridge, the pass to O'Connor. 5 to shoot. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And it's Aldridge missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And it's AI missing.
You know, it hasn't been his best outing, but they still find themselves in the driver's seat here.
Got a piece of it.
This has to energize Barrett. He needs to keep bringing this type of intensity to the defensive end.
Now, here's AI. He's covered by Gay. AI passes to Barrett. AI outside. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. AI's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
San Antonio calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. On the court right now for the Spurs, Trey Lyles out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's White. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's O'Connor in at the point guard position. Spurs trail by 19. It's Aldridge, high post. Passes to O'Connor. The Knicks have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Here's Dotson. That shot, no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
New York leading by 19 points. Here's Randall. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
And AI gets it to go. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for New York.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
They grab their own miss. Knicks on offense. They've got an 8-0 run. Launches a 3, and the Knicks hit again from deep.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental. And I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Oh, man, still a goose egg for him in the scoring column. The defense a step slow, you can see the result.
That's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
O'Connor. He's guarded by AI. Aldridge. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Here's AI, and the Knicks hit again from deep.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Pass to DeRozan. Over Randall. DeRozan's shot is off.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
The Knicks shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
Both free throws good from Randall. Clark, we know guys like LeBron and Michael Jordan will look for any perceived slight as a form of motivation. Was that something that you ever did as a player?
You know, Kevin, I really didn't go down that road. Now, had I played longer at the NBA level, I had a very short NBA career. Maybe I would have approached it that way. If there was a slight or if there was a player that gave you trouble and you needed to get back at him in some way, sure, you'd be motivated by that. But I don't know if I was hunting for bulletin board material. I sought to be intrinsically or self-motivated from the inside as opposed to looking for outside influences to move me forward.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Pass to O'Connor. To halt the run, and it's blocked.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. There will be a subtle but significant change on the court this season. Wilson is now the official basketball supplier for the NBA and its affiliated leagues. In fact, they were the association's original supplier starting in 1946. Now, after a nearly 4-decade hiatus, Wilson reclaims that position. Guys, back to you.
And so it's the New York Knicks able to put on a show.
Thank you, Kevin. Elfrid, you guys scored.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Really an incredible game from AI.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And New York, looking at who they've got, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. R.J. Barrett is out there with AI. And it's Harkless in at the small forward. And stolen by Gay. And here comes White, leading the fast break. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Off target with his 3.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And that one's good. AI.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident, too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all this work from behind the arc.
Here's Harkless. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And stolen by AI. And the shot goes down. AI's got 31.
When you allow good scores to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Count it.
Well, a nice room service feed from DeRozan. Couldn't get more wide open than that.
And you watch DeRozan play, he still has that explosiveness. Great first step out of the triple threat position. Can switch directions on the go. Is still a handful to slow on the perimeter.
Here's O'Connor. No good with the triple.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contribution.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intentions.
And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Craig, with the explosiveness you talked about with DeRozan, it helps that he finishes so well when he gets to the rim.
And maybe not what he once was, but he is still an elite level athlete. Doesn't only have to drop the hammer when he gets to the rim either. Very smooth at adjusting mid-flight to finish at the rim. And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam, because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's O'Connor. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
And the Knicks making a change here. Dotson's checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Aldridge. Trey Lyles comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Mills in for Derek White.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
Lyles passes to O'Connor. No good. Some solid defense from Robinson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on DeRozan.
The number 3 pick back in the 2019 draft. RJ wanted to play for the Knicks. He knew it wouldn't be easy with all the turmoil last season. Boy, was that an understatement.
Portis, he's checked in for Randall. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for the Spurs. And Mills kicks to Poeltl. The pass to DeRozan. Out to the right wing. And here's Mills from the arc. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. You know, Greg, you asked Barrett. He said he felt better prepared for the glare of the New York media after his one season at Duke because, you know, playing there is in the national limelight. You're on a star-studded team.
Yeah, I mean, playing with Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, and Trey Jones, the Knicks could use a little more star talent, though, if they're going to turn the corner.
Back to Mills. Here's Poeltl. Lays it up off the glass. Poeltl's got 6.
And Poeltl is always a threat to come away with offensive rebounds because of his size, but just as important, his timing.
And the rim-running Mitchell Robinson, the league leader in field goal percentage, Greg. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
And Jakob Poeltl, he's carved himself a good chunk of rotation minutes with how he's played.
Yeah, I love his game. I like his agility. I like his hands, his touch. I mean, he's a big, mobile guy. I think he's gotten to a good spot where he's dangerous in pick and roll action now, too, Greg. A solid defender. A guy like that is always going to find minutes.
On the court right now for the Spurs, it's Aldridge at the power forward with Poeltl at center. Then it's Mills, then it's DeRozan, and it's Walker in at the 2. And the Knicks making a change here. Bullock's checked in. AI outside. Lets it go with the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. AI's got 40 points.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Bucket is good.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter.
AI right side. New York moving it around. Passes it to Bullock. Beyond the arc. And it's AI missing.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Knicks.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And that's going to do it for the season series between these two teams. It's clear who had the better game plan and better execution, and that's why they'll finish up 2-0 against the Spurs.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for AI.
I thought his active hands were a big help. I mean, he took some chances on defense, and his gambles paid off. He got a bunch of steals.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency, huh? They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
Here's AI. And again, it's the Knicks missing. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Kicks to Mills. Fires the three. Powell pulls it in. Fires for three. And again for three.
And guys, this is a historic shooting night for him. Tied for third now, most threes in a game.
The points, GA, just keep piling up, and the threes keep dropping in. He is red hot from beyond the arc. And here's Walker outside. Misses the shot. So no problem for New York as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation.
Okay, I got it.
Hit me.
Yep.
Yes,
Oh,
good
fine.
Nice.
Great find. I'm running. Hit me. Got you.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. And Dave.
Hey, Kevin, the Knicks have young talent and some promising draft picks. For that reason,
A little patience indeed. That's interesting. Thank you, David. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. LeVert and Durant out on the perimeter. Trent's out there with Allen, and it's Irving in at the point guard position. And for the Knicks, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett and Knox are the wingmen. And it's AI in at the point. And for teams already exceeding expectations, Greg, their spirits are running sky high right now.
Kev, it's always a great feeling to come out strong, but it is hard to maintain that consistency.
Yeah,
the
agreed.
teams that do, they believe in themselves and they keep playing to their strengths.
Why is consistency so hard?
Because you're not playing against yourself. And we're human. And Kevin, as great as you are as a broadcaster, you probably have had some days where you didn't feel as good as you did other days. And that's no different for a guy competing at this level.
My friend, that's every day. Every day you don't feel good about it. But you grind, right? You just try
That's
to keep
right.
grinding.
Got to do it.
Here's Irving, and he banks in the layup. Irving's got his second bucket of the night.
So clever. He finds different ways to probe inside, and Kyrie with a great finish.
From past the arc. No good. Shot missing. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, that had to have been #1 priority for the coaching staff coming into this one, limiting those turnovers and making sure they don't beat themselves this time. He's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
Here's LeVert. Up again and staying with the play, Allen.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts. And Jared Allen, the big man out of Texas, a big part of his impact is how well he moves as a center. Very long and covers a ton of ground on both ends.
Pass to Durant. The 19-foot shot. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
And with Allen, the amount of floor he can cover with a few steps is staggering.
And, Kevin, it lets him take away chances and opportunities on D. On the other end, one step to the hoop, and he's completely relocated as a target. One of the best moving bigs in our league.
Here's AI. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him.
What a jam!
Fans loving that right there.
What a jam!
Nice.
Yeah, there's some explosiveness inside Kevin Durant. He shows it off there.
Here's AI. Connects from three-point range. AI's got 6.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Irving surveying the floor. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Irving's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
This is where Kyrie can work some of his magic out there on the floor. Excels at getting the screen and taking advantage of any space he gets.
AI, offensive rebound. Here's Robinson. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Allen outside. Durant with a wide open look. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. Dwight Powell's checked in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis comes in for Randall. And then for Brooklyn, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Allen. Harris comes in for Taurean Prince. And Dinwiddie subbed in for LeVert. Took him no time at all on that one. And it's 9 points for AI.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Dinwiddie kicks to Irving. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
AI passes to Portis. AI outside. Here's the three. And again, New York with the triple.
This is a one-man show right now. He's on a mission to get him out of this hole.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. Pass to KD. Takes a shot at the elbow. Here's Jordan. And there it is for him.
Well, DeAndre Jordan dominates this game on both ends around the glass.
AI outside. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
The Nets with the lead. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. Here's AI. No good on the quick three. Nets have gotten nearly everything to fall for them here in the second quarter. They're a great 7 of 8 from the floor. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Durant and Prince make up the forward. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. And it's Allen in at the center, filling out the middle. AI with the bucket.
Yeah, even after all those 3-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
Here's Dinwiddie. Allen trying to break free. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got 20 points.
This looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Now, here's AI. Dinwiddie covering. Lets it go from deep. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
And Robinson comes to help. Prince against Robinson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Now, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Since the Nets acquired Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, the franchise has gone from being an up-and-comer to a potential powerhouse in the East. That's necessitated changes on the bench and on the court. The Nets have added some new veterans. The time is now for Brooklyn to stand up and make its move in the East. Kevin, back to you.
We'll see how they do. David, thank you.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
I mean, in the modern era, you have to be able to stretch the floor, or you're going to struggle.
Yeah, the best way to make it hard on teams is continue your motion, and their motion on the perimeter just wasn't good enough. That ended up costing them.
Jordan, he's checked in for Taurean Prince. Here's KD. Oh, the power on that throw down.
Unreal. Yeah, it's been years and years of coaches trying to figure out how you stop Kevin Durant. Just so long, so agile, and too good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Yeah, how many times do we see highlights like this? DeAndre Jordan loves bringing the hammer.
Shoots the three. It's good from long range. And now it's 27 points for AI.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from three-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Here's Allen. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Allen's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
It's up a three. AI, no good. Nets leading by 20. Here's Dinwiddie, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
The Nets have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
The Knicks making a switch here. Portis is checked in, and the Nets making a change here as well. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Karis LeVert. Here's AI. Good, another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. 22 is their biggest lead. Their next game is in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. So the wing on the left. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And stolen by Jordan. From the arc. Outside for KD. The three-pointer off the mark. Knicks trail by 19. AI outside. This one for 3. And it's KD with the rebound. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting the ball with incredible accuracy. 68% so far. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
A nice shot by AI.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
It's Allen on the wing. Dinwiddie with it, working on AI.
With nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area, that's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
Drills the three-pointer.
And that's a good heads-up play there from RJ.
Brooklyn leading by 15. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. There's the pass to Durant. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play change. So it's the Brooklyn Nets. Their lead at 15 going in.
Kevin, thanks. KD, you're running and gunning out.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Really an incredible game from AI.
Well, through the first 2, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, you would hope the defense at least would start to consider creeping up on him just a little bit.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Barrett not, so the wingman. It's Rick connects again from distance.
And all game long, the threes have been pouring in for him. There is no stopping his shot.
And this is already a game he'll never forget. He's trying to make it a game that the world never forgets. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Well, the Knicks fans looking for any ray of hope, and it doesn't have to come at the hands of high-level draft choices. Mitchell Robinson is one of those young players.
And again for 3.
And this parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
Oh, and that latest triple ties him for second for the most threes in a game. What a monster he's been from deep. Here's Irving. Robinson with the block.
Well, the ferociousness that Robinson can have around the rim is impressive.
Yeah, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
For New York, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
7th pick in the 2014 NBA draft. The interesting thing about Randall is he falls into that category as a tweener. Maybe not a 3-man or a 4-man, but over the course of his career, he's decided to improve his outside shooting, become a threat driving to the basket, and now finding a home offensively in the NBA. You wonder how much further he can go if he could expand to the three-point line. Julius Randle's going to be in this league for a long time.
Timeout called the Nets. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is, I think, the players have more say in where they go, and they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
And so it's Randle bringing it up now for the Knicks. Good! Another from 3.
Splashes home another 3, and he moves into second place all time with that make for a game.
Greg, you have to think that every time he releases the ball from deep, it's going to go in. He just keeps raining it down on him.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like.
And again for 3.
There it is, a shot that puts him at the top of the record book.
Well, Greg is now tied for the mark for most threes in a single game. In one word, amazing. Irving for 3 hits the three-point bomb. Irving's got 15 points.
Well, 1 make and 6 attempts. I think it's fair to say he's had a rough start to this quarter.
Connects again from distance.
Unbelievable. Gets the record with a beautiful 3.
A new single-game record, GA, in a night that everyone will remember for the rest of their lives.
And listen to this crowd. They are letting him hear it.
Greg, as well they should. One of the great three-point shooting displays we've seen in league history.
And this shooting display could be in a museum, an absolute masterpiece from deep.
And New York making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Jordan, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Irving kicks to Jordan. Down low. A nice shot by LeVert. 14 points for him.
And just all alone down there. Credit goes to DeAndre for finding him. That's a nice pass.
AI passes to Ellington. Now, here's AI. Covered by Irving. For the lead, it's in from long range. One more from AI. AI's got 56 points in the game. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. On its way from Irving for 2. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Knox has got 6 rebounds here tonight. AI off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
For the 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Durant with it. He's got 15. Prince outside. Passes it to Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, this is where DeAndre Jordan's speed as a big pays off. A super dangerous pick-and-roll player when he sprints out of it.
Here's AI. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Out to KD. From deep. No basket. That's his 5th miss in 11 attempts from the floor. Latrey. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. And a whole new group. Setting the floor for the Nets. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Durant and Prince make up the forward. And it's Allen in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. To take the lead, and there's 3 points. The long-range shot is on target from AI.
And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Well, there's an ebb and a flow. They had a hard time earlier, but now, flow.
Julius Randle's checked in for the Knicks. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Lets the 3 fly. Sinks the triple. Dinwiddie's got 30.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
AI kicks to Robinson. Now, here's AI. Dinwiddie covering. AI, no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
The 3, but they recover it. And slam dunk by Allen.
A superb offensive rebounder. Allen's long arms and feel for how to get positioning helps big time.
Here's AI. Off target from 3-point range. Nets leading by 3. Here's LeVert. Randle grabs the board. Randle's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's AI. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Brooklyn's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only 1 of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket.
Taurean Prince has such a great motor, and the physical nature of his play, you got to appreciate that aggressiveness.
And he makes the first. And both free throws good for Prince. The Knicks shooting in this 4th quarter pretty dire at 27%. AI outside. And yep, another basket. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's guarded closely. And here's KD for 3. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And AI with the basket on the assist from Barrett. 65 points for AI.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
They get the rebound. A second chance effort. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Prince has got 4 points this quarter.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
AI, no good. The Nets with the lead. LeVert the pass to Prince. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Knicks shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Pass to Knox. Back to AI. Here's Knox. AI outside. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Barrett. Launches it. And he's good on the 3 ball.
R.J. Barrett wanting the ball, through. That was critical.
And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. And AI comes to help. Prince's shot is good.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Prince has gone 80% from the field, 4 of 5 shooting. Knox the pass to AI. Takes the 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Here's Dinwiddie. Basket good. And now a 4-point Nets lead.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
AI outside. And good. He hits it again.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Evan?
Thank you, David. Here's AI. And got it! Another basket. 71 points and no end in sight.
This young fella is in the zone. The defense right now looks helpless.
Left side, KD. And then Durant with the dunk.
Happy to put the team on his back, especially in the biggest of moments. Durant nails a huge shot.
AI outside. From outside the arc. And another one falls. Amazing.
He is simply unconscious here tonight. Nobody can stop him right now.
GA, the points keep coming, and he's climbing up that scoring ladder. 3rd on the list, well in sight.
And his scoring tonight has dropped him into the conversation with some of the all-time greats. I'm talking about names like Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant. Simply amazing what we've seen here.
Pass to Knox. Back to AI. To take the lead. Ando kicks to AI. Shoots over Dinwiddie. Nets with a new 14. And the pass to Barrett. There's the 3. Laces one from 3.
Whoa, the nerves on this guy.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Durant against Robinson. Over Randall. Good!
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage in the clutch.
30 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Passes it to Robinson. Over Allen. Got it!
And that bucket was absolutely huge. A defensive stop now may just seal the deal.
Timeout called the Nets. They're behind by 1. 23 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
And sometimes not just what a coach draws up, but who he has execute in these moments.
Kyrie Irving is checked in for Dinwiddie. 23 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Now here's Durant. He's guarded closely. And blocked the ball with his palm. What a defensive play. And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Well, important there to have the three-point lead because only a three can tie it up now.
The three from KD. So a close game sees New York take this one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew.